Hi, and welcome back to my playthrough of Star Trek Fleet Captains. Even though the Federation player already has 2 victory points, whereas the Klingon player only has 1 victory point, I think it's still a very balanced game so far. And I have good news, at least for my next session, as the IKS Bortas is in good shape again. There were some very cool comments out on BGG about how to use cloak tokens, and some that I really wanted to see some cloaking action. The problem is we have these echoes, we have the normal cloak tokens, and one suggestion was just to give whatever one real cloak token and one of these echo token a good shuffle or handle them up and place them on the board accordingly, so that I don't know which blip to follow basically as the Federation player. The only problem here is I see the Klingon player still has to do some certain actions or some missions, like building this outpost here or send an evade team somewhere or explore a little bit farther, and this is something that a cloaked ship cannot do. I think it's a pretty cool idea, but as I still have to do some meaningful action for the Klingon player, or at least for this cloaked ship, this can be pretty tough. So when I don't know where on the board the actual ship or the echo token is, I really cannot plan ahead. So here's what I suggest. I will play these tokens hidden for you, and you can give me suggestions for the Federation player, which blip to follow and which to ignore, for example. If not, I will roll a die or something like that, so whatever, if the Excelsior will take one direction, so if it goes for this token or for this token here, I will just roll a die and go for the 50-50 chance for whatever, saying that 1 to 3 he will go to the left and 4 to 6 he will follow the token on the right. Let's start with our actual gameplay and round 2 of this playthrough here, and I think the Federation player will focus on these 2 missions for now. For once, he has to have at least 3 encounter cards in your victory points, and you get these encounter cards by exploring that, and he also needs to explore new sectors in the galaxy in order to place command or control tokens on the board, and we have to have 6 adjacent of them. These are not secret missions, or that's definitely a way how the Klingon player can interfere with that, because both of these have 2 victory points each, and this is definitely a lot. Let's start with the USS Yeager, and I think the USS Yeager will just take a move action into that sector here. So we will move there. This is basically free, so any ship that has not a deactivated engine can move to an adjacent sector here. In this case, this would be an unexplored sector, so we will reveal what's beneath this one. And again, we have some empty space, the final frontier, and we will roll our encounter die. On the roll of a 1 or 2, we would have an encounter card, and really we are looking for encounters now because one of our missions says so. Let's see, that's a 4, so no encounter here. For its action, we will just do an influence action in order to place a control token here. Let's move the Excelsior down there, so we will explore here. Let's see what we have here. And that would be an emission nebula. Cloaking devices do not function at this location. No ship may engage a cloaking device here, and any cloak token that enters or moves through this location is immediately revealed. Not looking good for the Klingon player. Still, we would have to roll our encounter die, and on a roll on 1, we would have to encounter it. And that's a 2. Again, no encounter card here. Not sure if we will be able to score this expect the unexpected mission here. Right now we already have 1 encounter card in our victory point pile. That's good, but we are still looking for 2 more. Right now the Klingon player is pretty far away, so I will take another influence action down there at the emission nebula. Let's move the Enterprise down there and explore this tile. We have lots of nebulas to deal with, but this is a class 1 nebula. It's habitable, so we can build an outpost here, and installation at this location require 1 less influence token. This would be perfect for the Klingon player because of his build 1 outpost mission, but I think it's too far for the Klingon player, at least at this point in time. Let's roll for the encounter. This time we have an encounter on a 1 to 4, and this is a 1, so we would have an encounter card, and unluckily, this is a victory 0 encounter card, so we don't gain any victory points for that. But let's see, this would be an independent trader. You encounter an interstellar merchant. He offers to trade equipment with you. You may add up to 3+1 system tokens to any ship you control in this location, as long as you also apply an equal number of -1 systems tokens to any ship you control in this location. These tokens may be assigned to different ships. Right now we only have one ship at this location, and this would be the Enterprise, and this would be NCC 1701, so the very first one. And I'm really thinking of specializing the Enterprise for now, so I could give up to 3, or give this ship up to 3+1 system tokens, so I could really make it a good science ship, but then maybe reduce its speed, for example. And I think this is what I will do at least once or twice. So let's pump up the sensors with these 2+1 tokens. Their tokens are really weak, at least in my edition, though you don't really see if these are plus or minus, but I think for this I will just assume these are pluses. The minus tokens are way better, so I decided to decrease the maximum for the engines and also for the shield. So this is really a research ship now. And for its action I will do another influence action. So up to now we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 influence tokens. Right now they are not really adjacent, so ideally in the next turn I will go for these 2 sectors for the Federation player. Let's see what the Klingon player will do. I think we will still try to complete the second copy of our exploration mission here, where we would have to scan 2 times and then explore the appropriate sector 2 times. So let's move over to the Marta and we will scan for this sector here. We are still looking for an habitable planet in order to complete our foothold mission, which says we have to build an outpost. So let's see. So we just scanned it here. This is a class 2 nebula. Those the sensors are -2. I think we will leave it open for now and we will move the Marta into that sector here. So the sensors are decreased. We still have to roll our encounter die on the roll of 1 or 2. Yes, we do have an encounter here. And let's hope for a sensor-free encounter card. And oh, this is good. This is an independent outpost. Place a starbase token on this location even if there is no habitable planet. No one receives any victory points for this starbase. Also place this card on this location. No player may place any control tokens on this location unless this starbase is destroyed. Any ship may use the starbase to repair, as if it was a friendly starbase. That's not entirely bad, but it's really not great for the Klingon player. He wants to build an outpost. But let's place a starbase here, and I will put it in this direction so I know this starbase is a neutral starbase. We are still allowed to place this scan token on this mission card here. And then I think I will have the Corina scan this location here. So I will just move it here. So let's reveal that location. That's a class 11 nebula and the weapons are -4 here. Still, we will move here so we can put this token on our mission card. First of all, we will encounter this nebula first. So we will roll a die. This time that's a 5, so no encounter here. But still one thing that happens. We just solved our second mission here. Again, we would be allowed to score 1 victory point for the Klingon player, so we are already at 2 here. Additionally, we draw a mission, and this time this is a secret mission. As I'm told you, I want to use the cloak tokens a little bit. I won't show you what this secret mission actually is. And I just realized I forgot the special ability of the IKS Marta. You earn 1 extra victory point for the first time Marta completes a science mission. And we already did 2 science missions. Not sure if I did that in the right order, but if I would have remembered this special ability, I would have played it in the right order. So let's give the Klingon player an additional victory point. Next, I will assign Kord here, a specialist, to the IKS Somra, And Court has this special ability: whenever this ship explores a location without triggering an encounter, place a control token on that location. And this is pretty powerful. So the Somra is the last ship to take an action, and I think I will move the Somra here to this sector. So let's see, that's a Class T nebula. The shields are more powerful here. Still, we are looking for an habitable planet to build our outpost. This really sucks. So we have moved the Somra here. We still have to roll our die. On the roll of a 1 we will have an encounter. No, we don't. In this case we are pretty lucky, as we have Court with us and we haven't triggered the encounter here, so this allows us to place a control token on this sector. Let's move back to the Federation player, and I think we will play it easy. The Enterprise will move here to the empty space. For its action it will place another control token, so we are already at 5 of these control tokens, and this time they are adjacent. And we will move the Jaeger to this sector here. So let's see, that's a D-type star, so nothing special happens, so we move the Jaeger here. Still, we have to roll our encounter die now, so let's roll. This is a 3. Again, no encounter card here. And for its action, we will also do an influence action here. And this would be our 6th control token. And this also means we have fulfilled our 2nd mission. Yeah, that's right. So we gain an additional +2 victory point. This card just gets discarded. And here we have an additional card again. We already knew that. Okay, that's a secret mission, but I wanted to play the Federation player open. And this is Battle Scar. Take at least 1 damage from an enemy ship in combat without being destroyed. And this for only 1 victory point. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Let's do our last action, and this would be for the Excelsior. The Excelsior will move into this sector here. This is a Class D planet. Federation is really lucky. And this says installations at this location require 2 additional control tokens to build. So let's move the ship here. We would have to roll the encounter die. This is a 3. Again, no encounter on this one. And right now I'm not quite sure what to do out of that. So I'm really thinking of taking... yeah, let's see. I think we will take a scan action at this location here. So we will have a look. That's an OTAR stipe on an encounter of 1 or 2. Nothing special, but at least we have scanned this sector already. Because of the cool secret mission, I think the Machta will take a cloak action this turn. So this is a cloak token. So the Machta will be cloak number 1. And the Somra will do the same. So we will cloak this ship, and this will get the cloak number 2. And there are so cool miniatures in this game. And in the end, we are still dealing with cardboard shits. Awesome. We will move the Corina to this sector here. So let's see what we got here. This is a Class D planet. Finally! Installation at this location required 2 additional control tokens to build. And this is really a pity. But at least we have found a habitable planet now. So I think we will move the ship here, or we already moved it. We have to roll our encounter die. On the roll of a 1, we have an encounter. That's a 2. So nothing additional happens here. And I think I will end my playthrough for today. So I leave the Federation player with 4 victory points, the Klingon player with 3 victory points, and I have a pretty cool secret mission for the Klingon player up to now. So if you want to take the side for the Federation player and want to suggest a turn or an action or whatever, please write that into BGG, my Facebook page, or on YouTube directly under the video, and then I will try to do this turn here, and I will try to do my actions as the Klingon player. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough so far. I really enjoyed. I'm very happy that my ship is repaired again, and live long and prosper.